What's up, YouTube? How are we doing today, tonight, wherever it may be? Um, Today, I just kind of wanted to talk about a little bit the Batman versus Dracula movie. Let me actually throw the shades on. Why don't we put the shades on for this? Anyway, so I wanted to speak a little bit about the Batman versus Dracula movie, which came out in 2005, and it actually coincides with the TV show from 2004, from I think around from like 2004 to maybe 2010, maybe 2008. I'm a little iffy. Timeline got fucked up. Anyway, basically, this series and movie is fucking amazing, and I do not see people talking about it enough. But just sticking to the movie for now. We open up with seeing a bunch of like kind of C-lister villains, along with the Penguin and Arkham, and something I want to speak about just real quickly is, and this is a little off topic, but the character design in this show is so fucking awesome. Like, let me just pull up. Oh, we're just hitting the mic. Like, hold on, let's just take a gander. Like, it didn't look at as like it. Not all of them are the best, is basically what I'm trying to say. But overall, like, hold on, let me see if I can find like a more expanded image on the looks real quick. Oh hell no. Okay, we're just clicking links we should not be clicking. Anyways, basically, if you've seen it, it's shit's from 2004, bro. Just watch it. It's peak, bro. Like, the character design is awesome. The way they do Batman is really interesting because, like, something I noticed throughout the movie is that they kind of, from the front side, he's kind of like this less intimidating force, you know what I mean? Obviously, he's fucking Batman, so he still is intimidating, but from the back, that boy is the shadows, you know what I mean? He's mysterious. He fucking sits there in his cloak. He, like, aura farms, you know what I mean? Kind of gets in there and hits him with a little bit of razzmatazz. But, anyway, back to our main topic here. Basically, after they break out of Arkham, sorry, at one point they break out of Arkham, right? A fucking bomb goes off, things start going crazy, everyone dips, right? Um, and everyone like escapes basically. Now Joker and the Penguin, Big Oz, meet up, and the Joker basically immediately slimes them out. He does his oldest trick in the book and hits him with the one hand shake, and then the two and just starts zapping him. But then shortly after this, we see Dracula pop out, which is kind of insane, and or no, sorry, the Joker doesn't pop out. What am I saying here? Or Dracula doesn't pop out. Basically, Batman comes to stop the Joker, right? They start scrapping, and it's basically the Joker's like origin story from under the Red Hood. You know what I mean? With him like falling into the bad acid and all that shit. But in this one, or I guess it would be the Killing Joke is the actual origin story. My comic things are all messed up. It's fine. Anyway, after he falls into this vat of acid, Batman spends like a good 15 minutes just being sad and brooding and talking about I'm not losing anyone else. And I'm like, is this not a massive win for you? Like, and the reason this is the one critique I will have of the movie, and I guess it is a little different because Dracula isn't a living being, but bro, he slimes Dracula out at the end of this movie, by the way, and but he spends like a good portion of it being sad about the Joker dying, and I'm like, brother, like, what? But neither here nor there. You know, Borgo's got an insane moral compass when it comes to like killing and not killing. Um, we then see him talking to Vicky Vale, and he's basically giving an interview in this. He's giving an interview in this restaurant, and he's talking about how Wayne Tech is basically working on renewable energy. Now, if you're paying attention to the show, um, they're like low key cooking for the end on how the movie ends, and like they're like planting seeds like fucking 10 minutes into that. And I love when they do this shit in TV shows or movies, like the foreshadowing, especially on rewatch. It's like, oh, so you did have it all planned out from the beginning. But anyway, um, we see Bruce working on his Riz, and eventually she's like, so it's been 15 minutes, you haven't walked out or nothing. And then he immediately gets a ring on his telly on the bat phone and just like pieces and is like, I gotta go, I'm working on environmentalism. Bro's just lying out of his ass, but is he really though? Is the question. Um, Now, after some like investigating, oh fuck. Bear with me here. Anyway, after some mild investigations, my boy, hold on, let me just play something just for a second just to make sure this isn't broken.
Forward mapping.
Okay, we're good. Anyway, so after some investigating, right, and trying to figure out, and like more people popping up dead, and trying to figure out like what's going on with this whole Dracula thing, Alfred gets the idea of just placing garlic all over the fucking place and putting hella garlic in his utility pouch, and like making these garlic bombs. Absolutely ridiculous, but it is a pretty good like utility thing, and it's like, I mean, you are fighting Dracula, like you're only gonna use this once. Now anyway, um, now we get to one of the best fight scenes, and uh, I'd say it's one of the best fight scenes in the movie, but also like low-key one of the scariest. And it's crazy because this is a children's movie. Anyway, so we see the Joker popping up all like blue and shit, because he's like infected with Dracula's goo. Um, and anyways, so he comes in. This motherfucker is like, this girl's like, are you here to donate blood? And mind you, if I saw someone staring at me the way this dude was looking at this lady, I'm sorry, I'm mag dumping him. I don't even have a gun, but mag dumping immediately. Cause what do you mean you're standing there at like 2 in the fucking morning? No way, Jose. No fucking way. But so anyway, after the Joker's just like essentially just fiending, he's like basically like legit just fiending like for blood. Batman pops out and um he doesn't realize that the Joker has like extended or better like a higher strength level is what I'm trying to say here. So the Joker just starts putting belt to ass, and he doesn't even realize how he's doing it. But then he like throws him into the shelf, and the Batman just starts fucking whipping shit at him, right? And all this like blood just starts flowing down on him, and they make it green. Tell me why the excess situation ship just hit me up. That's crazy. Anyway, that's a story for a different day. Anyway, so the this like blood's pouring down on him, and because it is a kids movie, the blood is a little more like greenish, grayish in a weird way, but it's still definitely blood, and he's in that bitch. You know what I mean? So then what happens is Batman just knocks him fucking smooth out, straight up kidnaps him, and just starts running blood tests on him for like a couple of days while Joker's like actually tweaking in the cell. He eventually does get the cure going, you know, cure's going, right? But in his grind, Vicky, he forgets he scheduled like a date with Vicky at his house, at the manor, you know what I mean? So he's in the cut, and he's talking to Vicky. Wait, sorry, he's not talking to Vicky. Alfred's talking to Vicky, and she's like being real sympathetic. He's like, yeah, man, he's probably real fucked up. You know, his parents got slimed out in front of him. It's probably why he doesn't let anyone like all close. And she does a little, like a little. Hold on, let me do the eyes, like a little, like the little sad thing to Alfred. And Alfred's like, yeah, bro, I don't know, sorry about that. He's got no riz, but just bear with him, let him cook. And then he goes downstairs, and because Alfred's the romantic, I can't get this shit. Okay. Holy. Okay. Anyway. So he's, Alfred's a romantic, so he's like, Bruce, get your bitch ass upstairs. And Bruce is like, nah, man, I'm dedicated to the grind. And so then Vicky starts walking home, and she calls him, being like, yo, I just ran into Dracula, who is like Dr. Alucard, which Alucard is Dracula backwards, and he was like at this party that Bruce was hosting to like raise funds or some shit. I don't really remember. I was smoking a blunt while I was watching this. But anyway, so after the Joker does, like, after he gets the Joker's, like, blood work cured and everything, this is, like, where it gets crazy, because he pulls up, right? Because now the Joker's, like, out of his fiend state, and now Batman's like, yo, where's the shit at? And he just starts, like, rambling, and he doesn't even know what he's saying, but so he takes what he's saying, and he goes to the cemetery where Dracula's trying to, like, resuscitate his dead wife using Vicky Vale's, like, source of life, her soul, I guess, I don't know. They got a little crazy with it towards the end, but it's okay. But then, what ends up happening is Batman comes through, right? And he's got like 20 of these like syringe knife things, and he just starts stabbing people, bro. Just starts stabbing people, like literally. And I'm like, bro, you can't stab them in the head though. He's like, nah, I'm doing it anyway. I'm doing it, and he just starts stabbing motherfuckers. So after he legitimately 1v20s, he runs up to Dracula, pops out the 9, like literally gets ready to fucking slime him out. But then Dracula's like, starts giving him the look of doom, you know what I mean, and gets inside his noggin. But then Bruce is basically like, I'm Batman, bro. I live and breathe this shit. So he's having like hallucinations about like his parents dying, but he's seen it from himself being Batman, not as the kid. And then like he eventually snaps out of it and locks in. And but like after he snaps out of it, he like falls down and drops the one fucking vial. And then so they're scrapping, right? And now mind you, they're in this cemetery and they're just going. And Dracula literally has superpowers, so he's like flying around and all this bullshit. Um, but then what ends up happening is they somehow end up in the fucking Batcave, which Batman does say a little earlier. He's like, "Oh, I used to explore those tombs," but I'm like, bro, how is the manor in the fucking cemetery? Like, how big is this cemetery? You know what I mean? But we'll put it aside because this movie is peak. So then, um, they get to scrapping in the Batcave, and Batman's honestly getting his ass beat. I'm not gonna lie. And Alfred sees this, and he's like, "Oh no, not my man, not my man, not my man." So he fucking grabs the little vial, right? Grabs a crossbow. Who knows where he fucking got a crossbow? Comes down the pole, and he's boop, hits him in the back of the fucking head, right? And now Dracula's like, "Yo, that kind of worked, but I'm also like a god, bro. Like you can't like use normal medicine on supernatural things." We'll see about that. But then Batman takes this pole and fucking fireman pulls up there, and Dracula's and he's all like, he's literally trying to aura farm, and he's like, "I am darkness, I am the shadows," right? And then Batman hits that shit, hits this fucking like massive light thing, and starts like legit cooking him, and he's all like, the guy's like, "You're Bruce Wayne." He's like, "Nah, bro, I'm Batman." And it's cool too because you see as like Batman is like a dark figure, but he's actually illuminated by the light. Very cool not foreshadowing, but like symbolism, I think would be the word. But anyway, um, we then see Dracula legit start getting like cooked alive, and Batman's like, "Yeah, fuck you," flies away, and then comes back down, boom, elbows his bitch ass in bathroom. Alfred is like, "I'll mop that shit up. Let's go, boys." So that's where that leaves us. Overall, I give this, for a kids animated movie, a solid 7, maybe even an 8.5. It's just fucking tits. You know what I mean? Like, all around, it was really good, and I haven't seen many like Batman animated movies in a while, but for the first one I've been watching to get back into it, is really good. This was kind of an incoherent rambling a little bit. I tried to put out together an outline, but it was a little chopped. But more videos will be cooking. I'm still a little new to this, so bear with me here. Um, but if y'all would like, and I still might do this even if you guys don't want it, just cause fuck it, um, I might start like watching through either like the Batman 2004. I was gonna do Arrow, but then they decided to take it off Netflix like a week or two after I made the fucking Arrow season 4 video, so that was sick. But say either Arrow or like Batman 2004, or I was thinking even the Dark Knight trilogy. That might even be easier, of just doing um, like how does it hold up in 2026 or 2027, like whenever the video's made, you know. But yeah, so I hope you all enjoyed this little rambling from yours truly. We do have the aviator maxing, aviators on, aviators off, we're in the cut. I genuinely cannot believe the X hit me up during this, but hope you enjoyed. More videos coming soon, hopefully. No promises, I've said that a million times, but we're in the cut, boys. Alright, have a good night, guys. Deuces.